Hi, in this video we are going to show you how to install all the required tools for our class on your machine. This video is for Windows users. If you are on a different operating system, check the Getting Started section of the video lectures on the class website. Everything that we show in this video is also described on the wiki page Tools Setup on the class website. So we go to the Tools Setup page and we see there are three things that we need to install. The first one is JDK, the Java Runtime Environment, which is used to execute Scala programs. The second one is SBT, a build tool for Scala projects, which in this class you will also use to submit your assignment solutions to Coursera. The third one is the Scala IDE for Eclipse and the Scala worksheet, which is the IDE that we are going to use during this class. So let's get started with the JDK. So we check the JDK section and there are three subsections for each operating system, so we go to Windows. First of all, we need to download the JDK installer from this URL from the Oracle website. The first thing you need to do is accept the license agreement, and then you can download the JDK distribution for your architecture. In my case, I am on x64, so I will download this file. Once the download has finished, you just run the downloaded executable installer. You don't have to change any of the predefined settings, the default options are fine. The installer will also ask you to install the Java Runtime Environment. Again, you can just follow the default options. Okay, once you've finished, you click Close, and you close the Oracle websites. You don't need to register. To finish the JDK installation, you need to add the bin directory of the JDK that you just installed to the path environment variable. How to do this is described on this website here. I will show you how to do this on Windows 7. You go to the Start menu, Control Panel, and in the search box you type environment variable, and then you get the option to edit the system environment variables. So you click there, and you click on the button Environment Variables. In the list of system variables, you search for the variable named path, and you double click on it. To this list of directories, we will now add the bin directory of the JDK. So you go to the Start menu, Computer, Local Disk, Program Files, Java. You go to the JDK bin directory, and by clicking in the location bar, we can copy this path by right-clicking. We go back to the system variable window, and we need to add a semicolon and paste with Ctrl V the bin directory of the JDK. You finish up with OK and closing all the dialogues. You can also close all the Explorer windows. Okay. So now to test that the JDK installation is successful, you have to open a command prompt. The command prompt can be found in the Start menu, either by searching for a command prompt, or you can just go to Start, All Programs, and then Accessories, and you have the command prompt. So to check the Java installation, you type java-version, and you should see the version number of the JDK you just installed. The second step is installing SBT. Again, we scroll down to the Windows section, and as you can see, we have to download SBT from this URL. So we click here, and we run the downloaded installer. Again, you can leave all the default options and just hit install. Okay, once SBT is installed, we will also verify that everything is correctly set up. So we go to Start and to the command prompt. And to test SBT, we have to type the following command: SBT, SBT-version. And now SPT will download a few dependencies and libraries, but this will only happen the first time you actually run SPT. After that, it will start up much faster. Okay, at the end, SPT will show you its version number, which is supposed to be 0.12.0. Okay, we can exit the command prompt. Now the last thing we need to do is installing the Scala IDE for Eclipse. The Scala IDE for Eclipse can be downloaded from the following URL. On this website, you just scroll down to the list of downloads and you select the package according to your operating system. Once the download has finished, we open the downloads folder in the Explorer. You right-click the archive and you select Extract All. I'm going to extract the Scala IDE for Eclipse to my desktop. Good. Once that Windows has finished extracting the zip file, we will close the Explorer windows and also the IDE download site. Now we have to start Eclipse. So for that we go to the desktop, we open the Eclipse folder, and we just run the Eclipse executable. Now whenever you start Eclipse, you have to tell it which workspace to use. For our class, we recommend that you create one single workspace that you can then reuse over all the assignments. So I will do that now. I go to my home folder and I make a new folder which I called Coursera Workspace, and I select that as my Eclipse workspace. Okay, so this is the Scala IDE for Eclipse. In order to test whether everything has been set up correctly, we go back to the wiki page and we create a small Hello World project in Eclipse according to the steps described on this page. I will just do it in Eclipse right now. So I maximize the window, I select File, New, Scala Project, and I give it a name, Hello World. Okay. So in every Eclipse workspace you can have multiple projects. Now in order to create a Hello World program in Scala, we right click on the source folder, select New Scala Object, and we create a Scala object which we call Hello, for instance, and we usually put Scala code into a package, so we create a package which is named Greeter. Okay, now the actual code for the Hello World is given on the tool setup page. So we go back to the tool setup page and we scroll down to see the source code, and we just copy it and paste it inside Eclipse. Okay, we save the file, and you see when you save the file, Eclipse will immediately compile the workspace, the entire project. Okay, once the file has been compiled, we can run the Hello World program by right-clicking on the hello.scala source file, choosing Run As, and selecting Scala Application. You will see the output of the Hello World program in the Eclipse console. Okay, this installation of Eclipse also comes with a brand new feature which is called the Scala Worksheet. Creating a Scala worksheet is easy and again described on the Tools Setup wiki page. You can read through the instructions here. I will just do it right now in Eclipse. So we right click on the Greeter package, we select New, and we choose Scala Worksheet. We give the worksheet a name. Okay. This will give us a new Scala object in which we can write arbitrary Scala expressions, and those will be evaluated on the fly. To get an example, we have some code on the tool setup page that we can just copy and paste into the worksheet that we just created. Okay, and once you save the file, Eclipse will evaluate all the code that is in this worksheet object. So you can see we define a value x to be 1, we define an increase function which returns its argument increased by 1, and then to test it we just invoke the increase function and pass x into it, and you see that the result is 2. You can change a definition. For instance, now we say x to be 5, and once you save the file, the change will be immediately reflected in the rest of the worksheet.